Ever since the departure of the Russo brothers from the Marvel Universe, they've had a mediocre stint with the projects that they have taken up. From Cherry, that somewhat got lost in translation of a compelling story and was only staying afloat due to the conviction of Tom Holland as the lead, The Grey Man did not really pose anything extraordinary beyond the scale at which the action set pieces were being choreographed. In this pursuit of making these high-budget spy films, the Russo brothers would excel technically and would leave no stone unturned in covering possibly every country on the globe, but there was little to love when it came to the screenplay, storylines, and the emotional depth of any of their stories. There is nothing wrong in just doing gnarly action without subtext or nuance, but their projects, in my opinion, even from an engagement standpoint, were a level below the John Wick films and even what Extraction did with Chris Hemsworth. With Citadel, I wished for a more compelling narrative compared to their post-Marvel ventures, but the first two episodes of Citadel presented more of the same, which left me slightly disappointed, while of course acknowledging some moments of brilliance as well. Whenever one of our own does anything on the global stage, the inner uncle within me emerges, feeling proud of the individual and the strides they are making, as if I had any contribution to their journey. Be it A.R. Rahman and Team RRR on the Oscar stage or the commercial presence of Priyanka Chopra in the West. There is something so admirable of what Priyanka is achieving in her career, and this is precisely what I felt as I tuned in for Citadel. You know the village jaake hamara naam roshan karegi wali feeling? Proud that our Desi girl is co-leading a series that is being showcased on the global map. Getting my love and pride out of the way though, I put on my objective glasses as I watched the first two episodes. The series focuses on the spy duo of Mason Kane and Nadia Sin, played by Richard Madden and Priyanka Chopra respectively, who represent Citadel, an organization that is loyal to the security of all people, basically working for the greater good of the universe as it's marred by war crimes, conspiracy, and monetary greed. The circumstances on a mission lead to the duo losing their memory and reuniting 8 years later, only to make sure that a case that has nuclear coordinates does not go in the hands of Montecore, an organization that wants Citadel wiped completely. An interesting premise, but did the first two episodes really engage you and invest you to be keen on joining them on the journey? Let's talk about the same and do chime in with your thoughts as well. The tricky thing about a series like this and the pitch at which it is presented is that it is an intentionally cheesy spy series, and there are no two ways about it. The reason why I call at least the first two episodes a more expensive rendition of our own spy universe is that it works on a $300 million budget, which is exponentially higher than the scale at which our YRF spy universe films are made, but basically have the same tropes of dialogue-bazi, forced humor, and slick action set pieces across the elements of the world, just on a bigger scale and nothing else. We hate on our own products for the cheesiness they possess, but this is the pitch that the Russo brothers followed with The Grey Man as well. So I'm already gearing you up for the ride you're going to be on with this series. I'll get the compliments out of the way first. Priyanka Chopra leaves a solid impression in the first two episodes. She has a commanding presence in front of camera, an actor that can switch from being a feisty and agile spy to having undeniable confident and sexual energy when needed. I can think of several parallels like Charlize Theron in Atomic Blonde, Jennifer Lawrence in Red Sparrow, or our very own Deepika Padukone and Katrina Kaif in the Spy Universe. Priyanka has the ability to even make the cheesy dialogues before the action commences come across as convincing. Delivering the dialogue, "You're going to wish that I was dead," like an absolute badass. This is not so much the case with Richard Madden, however, who is slightly awkward while delivering the same. Dialogues like, "How is Operation Bullshit? I'm sorry I didn't have cappuccino time, Mr. 23andMe," delivered by Stanley Tucci. Or the worst, Richard saying, "We're two guys in a van with a briefcase. We're the plot of Dumb and Dumber." The cheese just doesn't land with Richard Madden, and it seems more forced than organic, and I hope this is just early days and one eventually gets immersed in the pitch of this universe. I thought if I can forget the cheese, at least the first two episodes will set the base that the Russo brothers have killed it with the action set pieces, but I was terribly disappointed with the way the moments of hand-to-hand combat are especially staged and edited. The first action set piece is placed in close proximity in the washroom of the train. It is inundated with close-up shots and rapid jump cuts that give the feeling of the movement being incoherent versus engaging. I'm not lying to you, SRK and Salman in their mid-50s had a more engaging action choreography in the train than this opening sequence of Citadel. It's important to start strong, but the action is passable at best. Richard Madden's first mission of retrieving an extremely important case is done with such ease that it almost becomes laughable at what a cakewalk of a mission it was. While there is some respite on a kitchen action set piece, I think I just expected the Russo brothers to deliver more with their action, and I hope the future episodes would promise more because as of now, I'm just keeping my final assessment for the conclusion. Because other than Priyanka being a badass, it ain't all that with the first 2 episodes. And that was a video, guys. Write down in the comments below what were your first impressions of Citadel. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram, the handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.